This is a fairly interesting piece of wilderness survival kit that I'm guessing most people watching this have probably already seen something like it. Basically, a thin sheet of stainless steel, and I'm guessing they use some sort of CNC machine, anyway, some way to precision cut it out. Very cheap. I think this cost me $2 or less, including shipping, and it's got quite a few useful bits and pieces to it. I haven't actually tried pulling these apart yet though. So this one here is an arrowhead, and by the way, in my opinion, that's a good size arrowhead. Still needs to be sharpened, at least it should be sharpened, but you know, the actual physical size is quite a bit smaller than what you may be used to if you're a bow hunter. But as far as, you know, you're making an arrow in the wilderness to try and take game, you're probably better with something a little bit smaller that's going to give you better penetration, provided it's sharpened, of course, than something like the minimum legal width of a lot of hunting arrows is, you know, pretty close to an inch. I don't know what it is, to be honest, but this is fairly small and probably wouldn't be legal in a lot of places for bow hunting, but it is definitely usable in an emergency. So good little arrowhead. I'm going to make some arrows later, and I'll probably use those for the points. Now, got a, and I'm just trying, can you even see that? Yeah, I'm just kind of twisting that. You've got a knife blade, maybe that's a scaler. Doesn't feel like a saw, feels more like a scaler, which would make sense. And got a couple of fish hooks. So the fish hooks, these would be usable, definitely, but from a lot of fishing I did when I was younger, I can tell you that a good quality fish hook correctly tied to the line is heads and tails above. This would be considered a crude fish hook, an improvised fish hook. So it'll probably work, but if I've got some better quality fish hooks, I'm going to use them. Blade, knife. It's also got some, you know what, I don't know what this is. Alright, if I had to make a guess, it's kind of like a needle, but it's got a semi-barb on it. So what I could do out of that, I could make a frog jig or a small fishing spear. So that would work for that. And it's also got more. These are double. I'm having trouble getting this stuff out of here now without breaking it. Yeah, I am actually having a lot of trouble. So there's another fish hook. Got little needle things. There's one. There's another one. Quite a bit bigger. So yeah, it's got a couple of needles. Now this is a saw, this section here, but I'm having trouble separating it. Alright, I'm going to pause that and I'm going to go get a, oh, there's another piece off. Not exactly sure what this bit is, but it could be like an automatic tensioner for a piece of string, or something to do with trapping. But anyway, I'll go get a pair of cutters and cut the rest of those apart. Alright, so I've got my cutters, and it's actually a little bit of a downside that you need a pair of wire cutters to even separate this stuff. up a needle thing, a couple little tiny needles here. And one more. Oh, dropped over, there we go. One more needle. Now, that might be kind of a metal saw. I'm not exactly sure what that is. It's got an edge like a saw, it's kind of curved, but I'm just not sure what it's meant to be used for. Some of this stuff may be just, oh, we can make that, let's fit that as well. So, and frankly, if it was me, I'd go more for, if I was designing this, I'd put 2 or 3 arrowheads in there, 1 or 2 fish hooks. This saw may be usable, but it's just so small, so trying to saw anything with that is going to be a chore. Got a couple more. Try to get them out. And I'm noticing that even though this stuff is stainless steel, it's not a real, it's actually bending, so it's not a real tough stainless steel, whatever it is. So anyway, so in that little gadget, I guess it's meant to be like a credit card thing, I've got one saw, another saw on the back of that, which is a finer tooth, may come in handy. This piece here, that little whatever, hexagon thing, it's meant to be like a nut, looks to be about 8mm. That would probably work, it would be quite usable. Another little saw, slide that there, another little saw. Just worried that video is not taking. And a couple of jewel. Now these jewel, two-sided hooks, if they were bigger and of a better quality, are really handy for jigging and for lures. So a bigger one of these, like in Australia, I think it's illegal now, but in Australia you used to get a big surf rod, you used to get a hook like this, only probably that big, with a bit of lead on it. You'd throw it out and you just reel it in really quickly, and it would skim along the top of the water, and it would, if there's a school of mullet, it would actually, you'd jag into the mullet, and you'd have a mullet, a fish to eat. Mullet is a fish that tends to spend most of its time on the top of the water. Like I said, not sure, but probably something to do with either trapping or just adjusting string tension. 1, 2, 3 hooks. I think I could catch something. Bloody roosters! I think I could catch something with those, but I'd much rather have a good quality purpose-built hook and keep it sharp. Lots of little sewing needles, and I'm sorry, bloody rooster. And I think these are like a spear for small fishing or maybe frog jigging. Knife and arrowhead. I really like the arrowheads. I think they're a good size. So I wish there was more on this kit. So that's it. Alright, so I've been wanting to look at this for a long time. So I order a lot of stuff off of eBay. You know, sometimes it's just I see something and I thought, I want to see what that's like, and this is one of those things. Now, this came out of the UK, and to date, in probably 10 years of ordering off eBay, this is the first time I've ever had, I think it was DHS. Anyway, I had somebody open up and inspect my parcel, and it was a wilderness first aid kit. So anyway, so it's pretty good. It's in a can, it's sealed in plastic, so that should keep it fairly fresh. Brand name of it, it says Wilderness First Aid Kit prepared by Hikerland. It's got Kit D, I can't read that. Anyway, Kit D Premiers to Wilderness. Anyway, if anyone can read that language, I can't. Alright, let's see what's in there. And antiseptic towelette. Alright, another antiseptic towelette. Another antiseptic towelette. Sting relief. For the temporary relief, pain and itching. Doesn't say what it is. Oh yeah, on the back. Benzo something cane, topical anesthetic. Sunscreen lotion. Bandage, bandage, bandage. 2 safety pins. And an instruction manual. Well, not even an instruction manual, it just says what's in there in multiple different languages. So, alright, apart from the can, that's pretty cool, this might just be the most useless wilderness survival kit I ever purchased. And I think buying it out of the UK, I paid a lot in shipping, so yeah, that was a waste of money. A bit of sunscreen lotion, no cool little bits and pieces at all, a little bit of, you know, antiseptic towelette, sting relief. Yeah, very disappointing. You can even see, yeah, you can see that stuff. So that there, yeah, I wouldn't recommend that at all. You know, I expect if I'm buying a wilderness first aid kit, it's going to have a little bit more in it than that, and a little bit more. God, I can get band-aids and alcohol swabs anywhere. Yeah, even the, yeah, very boring. Alright, but I did get a very cool can. I like the can, and I think I'll use that can and put some more useful first aid supplies in it. Okay, here's another survival kit. This one I picked up at Walmart the other day. I don't shop at Walmart very often, but on occasion. Coleman, nice metal can, which I kind of like. What it contains on the back. Let's have a look. Sting relief pad. You see that? Yeah. Towelette. So it looks like a antiseptic, or yeah. Another towelette. Another towelette. Triple antibiotic ointment. Good. All right. Pack of matches. Good. Band-aids. All sorts of band-aids. Alright, my question is, do they actually work? I'll try that in a second. Razor blade. guess I'll just leave that in there for now. Anyway, obviously a razor blade, a couple of safety pins. Yeah, I probably paid too much for this one as well. I think it was like 10 bucks. And yeah, it's a nice can, but I think 10 bucks is too much. And let's see if the Band-Aids even work. It's alright. It's not great, but they do seem to work. A lot of times these kits, you get some old first aid gear and it just doesn't even work. But yeah, for a 74 piece personal survival kit, a little disappointing. Pack of matches, a few band-aids, some moist towelettes, and a sting relief pad. Yeah, another waste of money. Alright, like I said, I got that from home, from Walmart. Okay, and for today, last little kit. I've been wanting to sort of tear and have a good look at this for a while. I have opened it before, but haven't really taken a good look at it. So this is a 12-in-1 survival kit that I picked up off eBay for 26 bucks. And alright, so straight off the bat, this container is fairly solid, fairly good quality, which is important. And let's see, what do we got here? Compass, I'm guessing. If I could just work out how to open it. There we go. Oh yeah. You know, it's obviously sort of cheapish, but that is a perfectly functional compass. It's not liquid filled, so it sort of jiggles a bit, but it works. So good working compass. I like it. First little bonus thing. Alright, then we got a knife locker, obviously meant to be able to clip on places if you need to. Clip here to your belt, and honestly it feels fairly solid. Yeah, I'm not expecting too much from these survival kits, but that feels fairly solid. So, good knife. Multi-purpose pocket survival tool. I've got these in a couple of kits now. Kind of like a credit card multi-tool. So you got a blade, saw, bottle opener, multi-size wrench, another one down here, and there's that's a can opener, that's the bottle top opener. So lots of different uses, pretty handy. There's an instruction manual for it. Alright, I'm not going to pull the emergency blanket out. Most of you know what that is, like a Mylar, I think of it as aluminium foil emergency blanket. So what it's meant to do is reflect in the heat to help you stay alive in a wilderness survival situation. You know, so it reflects back your heat so you don't use as much energy to stay warm. So pretty handy. And what's this? Oh, this is some sort of bracelet. So that's a paracord bracelet with compass. So I'm guessing it's meant to lock around there. Oh, and it's got a striker on it. So paracord bracelet. So if you need the paracord, it's there. You've got a compass, and you've also got a striker for use with the ferro rod. Not bad. There's your ferro rod, which has got the striker already built onto it. Works well. And like I said, I do have a striker on here as well. So, bracelet. Okay. I would say that's a pretty decent wire saw. Haven't actually tried it, but I did do, in another one of my videos on survival kits, I did do a test between the Harbor Freight wire saw and something that looked like this. And so this has got the, you can actually feel the abrasiveness on it. So I'm guessing this would work fairly well. It would actually cut instead of just burning its way through. So pretty good wire saw. Flashlight. No batteries most likely. Yep. Can't work out even how to... Nope, that's just the lens. There we go. So, takes one of those weird size of batteries, I think, which I don't have. Anyway, so flashlight without battery, so I can't really test that. Another little keychain light, which does have the battery. Alright, put that in your keychain. Those are pretty handy. A whistle. Good whistle. And I have a pen. Alright, but as well as being a pen, it's got this hardened steel tip, and in an emergency you'll actually use that to break a window of your car. Like the car has this safety glass in that will shatter into a lot of pieces with a hard strike, and that's what that's basically meant to do. So you'll hold it like that, and you'll hit the window and it'll shatter, and you'll be able to get out or get in, whatever you need to do. So pretty decent. Alright, well that's good. That there, yeah, definitely the best survival kit I have looked at today. Tell you what it is lacking. It is lacking any form of first aid supplies. So yeah, that's a negative. Doesn't have any first aid. Most of the other things I've looked at today had a heap of first aid supplies and no survival equipment. You do have a emergency blanket which can be used to help with hypothermia and other things, but all in all, not a lot of first aid gear in there, and there really should be. But I like that kit. That's a good kit. It's got lots of usable equipment that I think is going to last a bit longer than some of the stuff I see. So I'll try and put a link to this kit in the description.